That's always been the hard line too, and now there's been reports that the Big 12 come out and maybe talking about boycotting playing Texas Tech this year altogether. You had Georgia and Nebraska's ADs come out and say we're not going to play Texas Tech in any sport. So just to have now these schools kind of put that hard line and say we're not playing Texas Tech at all, how do you see that?
Well, that's the repercussions of this. That if you're going to go rogue against the tide, you got to expect schools and other entities to take it very seriously. And now the within the Big 12, there was a meeting today, and there'll be another one on Monday. Now that there's been threatened legal action by the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, who's running for senator, that's an issue that I think that you're seeing um, you know, uh, kind of a stubbornness from Texas Tech, but I think everybody else is looking around going, what can we do if you're the Big 12? I mean, I don't think a boycott is realistic among the Big 12. I mean, you're in the same conference. You're just not going to, you can't do that. But I think there are ways to, and I think the Big 12 is the primary line of defense here, because when you're in a conference, there are certain rules within a conference. And if you're going to skirt eligibility rules, then the conference needs to step in. It's something that in the Big Ten that's been over the years, I mean, over more than a century has been applied. And I think here as well. And, when you think back a couple of years ago at Michigan with Connor Stallions, who was was videotaping, and it was an illegal operation to film different games from the sideline, and it turned out that Jim Harbaugh and the staff were all suspended for 3 games, and during the season, and that was it just happened to coincide with games against Penn State and Ohio State, which are two of the biggest of the season for Michigan, and so even though he didn't go far enough, they didn't go far enough for most people, they still went pretty far. And in this situation, I think the Big 12 is the one that can find ways to do it. And if Ken Paxton in Texas wants to sue them, well, they're going to have their own issues dealing with that as well.